Hello you guys, and welcome to my tips for flying solo with 2 toddlers. We're talking security, boarding the plane, checked luggage, not checked luggage, as well as those dreaded potty breaks. Hello, my name is Ashley and I share tips, tricks, and hacks for taking toddlers to Disney planning tips, and our Disney vlog adventures along the way. Subscribe for more and like the video if you enjoy a little dose of Disney at home. First tip when flying solo is to check as much as you can, especially with multiple toddlers. Your hands are kind of limited, and so checking that just takes a complete load off of getting through the airport and security. And also keep in mind that will take you a little bit of extra time at check-in, so be sure to get there early. Next tip is to have an organized diaper bag and know exactly where things are. That will help you from having to dig through a bag and try to find things while your toddlers are doing God knows what. Also, on piggybacking on this is to keep your documents. If your child is, say, a lap child and they will need a birth certificate, which if they are under 2 and going to be a lap child, you will need to prove that. There are times that sometimes they don't ask for the birth certificate if they can really tell that the baby is a certain age, but most of the time you're going to run into them wanting to see a copy of that birth certificate. So have that handy, as well as your IDs and everything that you need for going through the airport, your wallet and whatnot. Keep that in an easily accessible pocket for you so that you can grab that out and do exactly what you need to and move through security and check-in a lot faster. So the next tip for flying solo with toddlers is using, I know it's weird to come to you guys from a bathroom, but use the handicap stalls. They are larger. You can accommodate your stroller, especially if you have a double like mine. So this saves you from having to leave a stroller outside and then take them into the restroom and do that sort of thing. So highly recommend handicap stalls, or if you can find companion bathrooms, those work great as well. The next one is to plan potty breaks. Sometimes you can get in such a hurry and you don't think about it, and especially with an adult, like I can hold my bladder a lot longer than my toddler can hold hers. So be sure to plan those properly. Right before you get on the plane, it's a lot easier if you can go ahead and do that. And then right when you get off the plane, go ahead and do it if you haven't went recently, before you get into an Uber or a taxi or get on transportation to your resort or whatever it is that you're doing. Don't forget to do it then, because some of the transportation buses have bathrooms on them, but not all of them do. And obviously Ubers and your own personal car isn't gonna have a potty in it unless you like have a portable potty, and like that would be weird in an Uber. So if you're doing something like that, keep that in mind and plan that accordingly. And then doubling back to potty breaks on the plane. So this is only something that you would encounter or have to deal with if you have multiple children. If you have one, you can take them to the bathroom on the plane, easy peasy, no issue. But the thing that I ran into as a mom of 2 toddlers is once we were up in the air, I could go and take them before we took off. I could take both of them in the bathroom because we were on the ground, we were flying. But when we were flying and in the air, they would only let me take one of the girls into the bathroom at the time. So the other one had to stay out. So when my toddler Lucy, who was potty trained, said, "We have an emergency, we gotta go to the bathroom," they only let me take her into the bathroom, and the flight attendant had to hold my younger toddler, my 1-year-old. There was screaming involved. I'm just telling you, it was not a perfect picture, but we made it happen, and we got the potty breakdown, got back out, got Bella, and we were all good to go. Interrupting today's regularly scheduled tips video for a collaboration with Magic Workbooks, and this is just in time for the holidays, just in time for travel and everything. So if you're looking for a good gift, or you want something for your child to be learning something as well as getting in a little fun tablet activity time, then I have the perfect set for you. These Magic Workbooks come in 5 different grade levels so that you can pick between pre-K and 3rd grade, or whatever one in between that your child needs. And it comes with a set of Magic Workbooks that span from math, language, and reading, and the Osmo-based reflector technology. So it literally is magic and knows what page your child is working on at the time and can step them through it, which I absolutely love. Comes with the Whiz Pen, crayons, and plus 1-year access to the Learning app featuring Disney characters. So all the characters that they know and love. So if you're going to Disney this season, this is a great app to have on their tablet, because it's not only fun, but it's also educational, and they're learning something, which is so much fun. So I will have a link to it in the description box below. Don't forget to check it out, and thank you again to Magic Workbooks for sponsoring today's video. And the reason that you can only take one child into the bathroom is because there are only 2 oxygen masks. So one for you, the parent, and one for the other child. So if for whatever reason, God forbid, you were in an incident where the oxygen masks dropped and you needed oxygen, only 2 of you would have them. So that is the reasoning for that. It is a safety feature. I know it is stressful as a mom, and especially if you want to keep those babies close. I get it, but that is one of the rules, so something to keep in mind if you are a mom of multiples and traveling. The next tip is to baby wear, especially if your little one, your toddler, isn't quite walking age yet, or if they aren't quite walking just yet. My 15-month-old just started walking, but it's not stable. She still needs to hold on to hands, and so it's not exactly something that I can pull her out of the stroller and stand her there and let her walk through security with me. It's just not ideal situation. So baby wearing was my best friend, taking her through security wearing her on my chest. That was perfect. She forward faced and was waving at everybody, and it was perfect. And then also when we were boarding the plane, it was so helpful to be able to hold my other toddler's hand and be able to scan boarding passes with the other one. So having both of your hands free is a huge benefit. So if you do not baby wear any other time on your trip, it's worth taking your carrier just for getting through security at the airport and boarding and deboarding the plane in that whole process. So highly recommend taking your carrier. Another tip when flying solo is to make sure to fill up yours and your toddler's water bottle before you go to your gate. These things are starting to pop up all throughout airports everywhere, but these are really helpful. Or you can buy a bottle of water, but get your snacks and things before you get seated and situated at the gate, because you don't want to have to pack that stuff up. Been there, done that. So make it easier on yourself and be prepared. All right, another tip for flying solo is to gate check your stroller. So that was really helpful for getting the girls through the airport, keeping them contained, and it was so helpful. I knew they weren't going to run off. I had them buckled in the stroller, and now that we're here, hold on. If you are going to gate check though, don't forget that little tag right there, because if you don't put the gate check tag on it that you can get at the counter right up here when you are getting ready to board your flight, if you don't have that, they will send it out with the luggage. So it will go out to the carousel with your suitcase. Another tip is to put your baby in a overnight diaper. That will help to kind of minimize some of the need to change the diaper on the plane. We have about an hour, 30-hour, 45-minute flight, so it's not too bad. And she can handle an overnight diaper really easily for this flight. So I go ahead and change her right before we are ready to board. And so that one really helps. So always pack an overnight diaper for the plane ride there, and then also the plane ride back. So don't forget to factor that in when you're packing. Next tip is to utilize the family boarding section. Be sure to ask the gate agent if you are unsure when that is going to happen for the airline. Ask them, and that way you can get on early, get situated, get everyone taken care of and ready to go, and you are set up and ready for the flight. I cannot tell you how much easier it was not walking down this aisle, bumping into people with my diaper bag and trying to chase a toddler. The next one is have their favorite snacks and activities easily accessible, and also a couple of new things. So you want to have some hardcore favorites and easy things. You know your child's going to eat this, you know they're going to love to play with this, but it's also good to have some little new things. And also, side tip here is do not pull all of the toys and things out at once. You do not rapid fire these things. You get every ounce of enjoyment out of this toy or whatever it is that you absolutely can, and then pull out the next thing. Don't let them see all of them. Keep them hidden as best you can, because you will save your sanity. Literally, my toddler played with this little pen from the drawing kit for almost an hour, but she wouldn't have if I would have pulled out the next activity and had all this stuff laying out in front of her. So real world example of pace yourself. And that's going to do it for today's video. If you want to see how I prep my diaper bag for the airport, I will have that video linked here on the right side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, you guys.